Okay, so I just want to talk to you about artists that use Marshall. Now, when you see guys using Marshall, whether it had been Jimi Hendrix, whether it had been Ritchie Blackmore or Clapton or Slash or Zakk Wylde or whoever you see using Marshall, they use it because they want to use it. They don't use it because Marshall said, look, please can you use our amps because they're the best things in the world. Oh yeah, cool, thanks very much for free. No, if you just there, or if you're big and famous, you have to pay for your amps, okay? It's as simple as that. And Jim's concept on this is that if they were to give away a stack load of amps every year, then you guys, the customer, would have to pick up the tab quite simply. That price would have to be added onto the amp. So it all started back when Jimi Hendrix first used Marshall, and Jim thought that he might just be another American looking for something for free, perhaps, but he wasn't. Jimmy was quite upfront and said, I want to use Marshall, I want to pay for my amps, I just want to support wherever I am in the world. So that's pretty much where the artist relations all stems from. And now if you're a big artist, whoever you are, wherever you are in the world, Marshall made sure that there are amps there for you, and we'll speak to distributors and stuff like that. But quite simply, if you want to use a Marshall, you have to pay for it. It's as simple as that, which is a great concept. And like I say, it means that the first, like you young kids, if you want to go in and buy your first Marshall, you're not having to pay over the odds for it. Also, other than the low-cost MG range, everything else is made in the UK. Everything's made in good old Bletchley, Milton Keynes there. So it's something that's obviously this day and age quite hard to try and maintain all the UK manufacturing and stuff like that, but Marshall are still very much a British manufacturer. I think it's something that we all should be very proud of as well, you know, because they're obviously #1 in the world and they're British, so it's good to keep it British. So it was Jim's birthday this year. He has one every year. He was 85 this year, and when Jim has a party, he throws a great big bash, and everybody goes and invites all his friends, and it's really cool. And the directors had made this for Jim for this year to present it to him on his birthday. It's I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with the Marshall range. There was a range called the JCM 2000 DSL 50, and they've made a reproduction of that amp, but housed it in a combo. It was never available as a combo, it was only ever available as a head. And it's a great amp, it's full of Marshall heritage, and they presented it to him. But for the people that can't make Jim's party, they usually send him messages. So I thought I'd read you a couple. Okay. Greetings and a happy birthday wish from my pal Jim on this momentous occasion. I want to take this opportunity to send a sincere thank you to you for your remarkable creation, the Marshall range of amplification. Still a favourite of mine is the infamous Super Elite 100. Mine is sporting a slightly distressed name badge which simply reads Mars. Which actually, Jim, is quite fitting. I strongly suspect that the badge plastic selected was designed specifically to break at that point to render the word Mars on the stack, as it truly is a sound that is out of this world. God. Thanks, Jim, from Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top. And also, Jim, there's a few on here, but I'll just read a couple out. Jim, I'm so proud to be part of the Marshall family. You have been so gracious to me over the years, as has everybody at your company, including that nice guy, Chris George. And with the amplifiers being as superb as they are, I consider myself very lucky to have this relationship. So happy birthday, Jim, and many more to come, your good friend Slash. So the reason I wanted to read those out, obviously because it was, you know, the same time that this amp came out, there were messages, but I think it also shows the how everyone feels about Jim, all the artists. Whenever they come over to the country, like Slash came over earlier this year when he was on tour with Velvet Revolver, and he came over to the factory, and I was lucky enough to spend the day with him, and he kind of put a squiggle on the back of this thing as well. And he was a very cool guy, and they just have this great relationship with Jim. Zakk Wylde calls him Dad and stuff like that. And there's, you know, really for me, the only two that are left as Leo Fender is no longer with us, is Jim and Les Paul. And Les Paul is still very active as well in the States, and Jim and Les Paul are very good friends as well. So Jimmy